Our third curiosity is, do you see a consolidation of business happening, or you think there is a great scope of the emergence of new players? And what kind of direct and indirect employment opportunities would this generate?
You see, this question you have raised is a sort of a latent question, right? But it's a very loaded question. Why? Because as I said, what the world was, what the world is, and what the world will be is different. The way companies are responding to this scenario is also different. And sad to say, the smaller players are finding the going very, very tough. Right? Be it the cash flow issue, be it the manpower issue, be it the technology issue, be it the supply chain issue, or be it the simple issue of mindset and willingness to change. Whichever way you look at it, the smaller players are very, very severely handicapped. So your word which you use of consolidation is absolutely right. There will be dramatic consolidation. Right? Companies which are unable to adapt and adopt will be wiped out. These brands will cease to exist. Right? Loaded with the fact is that despite the government giving support, from the financial sector, the fact is the government can go this far and no further.
Correct.
Right? So most of these small players will have to bring in more funds. And as I see it, somehow this segment of people is very, very scared or is very, very alarmed about what will happen. So much so they are virtually paralyzed. The byproduct or the side effect of this is that the alacrity and agility which they are required to respond to with this situation, they are not able to do. So, to go to the next step, larger players will become even larger, right? But we should not look at it as a negative development. Because larger players bring more resources, whether it is money, whether it is better machinery for higher quality and consistent quality, whether it is better quality manpower. And most importantly, in the FMEG industry, it is about compliance with the laws of the government. The bigger players pay their taxes, go by the e-way bills, do not fudge their invoicing, and many of them, for example, I would say most of them, all of them, the larger players follow the law. The good thing is, because of this, as we go forward, after this consolidation, it will also be good for the government, because tax collections will go up. Right? So, I look at the entire development as a positive role. So, there will be a consolidation on two fronts. Weak companies, weak brands will get sidelined. And if you look at companies with a higher technological base, more innovation, ability to invest, right? Ability to invest with a look and view of the future, those will really go up. So, to give you an example, and sort of a interesting example. You see, in the past, when we used to speak to our salespeople, that you should have higher efficiency and effectiveness when it comes to college and dealer calls and all of that. So we would say you can definitely do 20 calls, out of which you will have 75% efficiency and 50% effectiveness. So there always is a bit of table tennis. No, how can 20 calls be made and so on and so forth. Now, what has happened is, in post-COVID India, when you take care of your employees, as we did, we not only gave increments and salary continuity to our people, also, as I said, to the long run. What the people have realized is, look, the company is taking care of us. The customer wants material. How is it that we can do something to ensure that the company gets the advantage of the opportunities available? So our people have been creative. What they have done is, on their own, as you know, all salespeople have the telephone numbers of all their customers.
Correct.
So sitting at home, right, 9 o'clock in the morning. Normally, if we was in the pre-COVID world, the shops open at 11 o'clock.
Correct.
Now, post-COVID, 9 o'clock, our friends will call their channel partners. And channel partners have been home for 3 weeks. So they are also bored. So they are happy to get calls. So our sales people, our long arm people, start at 9 o'clock and talk to all these channel partners. So what is happening is, some of them are making 40 calls, some of them are making 45 calls. Now, not all companies are attuned to this sort of working. What has happened is, out of 45, sometimes 40 calls are productive. The dealer says, yes, I want material. Can you arrange it to me fast? So orders are taken on phone and passed on to the distributor, who delivers the same day or the next morning. So 45 calls, 40 are productive. Out of that, effectiveness is 75%. The world has changed.
Correct.
This is also part of consolidation. And this is what has resulted in our growth of 15%, which I spoke to you earlier.
Yeah.
So going forward, the person, the team, the company, the brand, or the country for that matter, which adapts and adopts technologies and becomes ready for the future, they are the people who are going to benefit. And I think as Indians, our Prime Minister is really talking positively. And he is the only international leader whom I see when he speaks. He is not looking defeated, right?
Very
so
true.
I think his confidence is coming on the back of all of us Indians, as I spoke to you. So I think we owe it to ourselves, our country, and our future generations that we must continue this positivity, this sense of hopefulness, this sense of expectancy, and the sense of capitalizing on the opportunity.
Great.
People say that Zindagi milegi na dobara. I will say opportunity milegi na dobara. Why don't we cash on it now? That's the way I would look at it. And that's what I speak always to my team and my colleagues and whoever cares to listen to this message.